Today I have a short video for you to show you how I did the masking and or stenciling for the 2 cards for my Wednesday inspiration. Actually 3 cards, but I made this stencil myself for the background on this one, and I'll show you how to do that if you don't have any of the masks or stencils on hand. These are the butterflies and flowers stencils, and from Stampin' Up, and they're in the mini catalog, and they'll be available just until June. So let me show you. There are one set of 2-step flowers, and then some, let's change this so that you can see these, some open flowers. This is butterflies and a flower. This is a background of some flowers. This is also a background. And this is a background stamp or die of leaves. Okay, so we're going to use the butterfly and the flowers so that I can show you how I got this effect. Now, after I did these, I did them on regular basic white cardstock. And then I fussy cut them out, and very simple to cut out. The leaves are simple too because they're attached to the flowers, and these little sprigs, or what I like to call baby's breath here, were cut from a new die set, and I'll get that for you. I'm sorry I don't have it right here. They're also on here. I used Wink Stella on the ones on this card here to give them just a little bit of shine. So these are the 2 cards. I'm going to show you how I did the stenciling. So I have a piece of shimmery white here, and we're going to try it on this today. So what I do is I take a piece of tape. This is light tape that sticky, just rolled a piece so that it's sticky on both sides, and put that behind it and stick it down like that. So you take one of the stencils, and I'm going to do this one in Fresh Freesia and Blackberry Bliss. So I'm going to open my stamp pads so that they are ready, and I'll show you how this is done. You're going to take a brush. This brush is dedicated to purples, and I am going to start with the lightest color, and I'm going to do the background of the butterfly, which is this open piece. I'm going to do that first. So you just rub the brush on there, and I'm just going to take a piece of tape and tape my stencil down so that it doesn't move. And I'm going to tape this up here so that I don't get any of that flower on my butterfly. And I'll put a piece over here just to hold it in place. Okay, and you're just going to gently go and roll over the open space on the mask. So it goes on very light. And if you want it darker, then you just would put more of the ink on your brush and go over it again. It doesn't have to be really dark to show a contrast. Okay, and so once you've got your color on the background piece, you're going to take up your stencil and you're going to move it so that now you're going to put this part of the butterfly on top of it, like this. And I'm just going to kind of cover up these 2 areas up here so that it doesn't, so I don't get ink up there. And then I'm going to take the darker ink and put it on this stencil. I just moved it a little bit. It's best to tape the stencil down on all four sides to keep it from moving around. So this one might be off just a little bit, but sometimes it doesn't matter. You can still get it cut out. Okay, so this one's kind of light compared to the one that I did on the other card, but you get the idea. I would go over that again, and you can see that it did slip a little bit, so do tape it down all around. So I'm going to move this down, and I'll show you the flower, or a flower. So you're going to start with the most open of the stencils. And so I'm going to put this up here, and I'm going to tape this down, top and bottom, so it doesn't move around. Okay, now I'm going to switch inks. Well, maybe I will use the same ink. I'll use the same. No, I'm going to switch inks. I'm going to make it, should have been ready for this, sorry. I'm going to make it two different pinks. So let me grab some other inks here. And I'll grab, say, Flirty Flamingo and Melon Mambo. So I'm going to start with the lightest ink, which is Flirty Flamingo. And once again, I'm just going to rub it all over the stencil, like that. Basically, you need to remember to protect whatever's the piece of paper that you're doing your stencil on from the edges of the open parts of the stencil. So then I'm going to take that off, and you can see that that's a nice light pink there. And then I'm going to take my Melon Mambo and the same brush. I'm going to take the stencil, and I'm going to move it so that, sorry, to find which way it goes here. So it goes this way. And you need to line up preferably the big centers of the flower. So once you get that on there, it sort of lines up with everything else. So I'm going to tape that down. I'm going to tape it down over here. I'm going to move this, tape it here just in case I get a little sloppy. And take your brush, your pink brush, and some Melon Mambo, and then you can go over the flowers. Now you can use the little finger daubers for this if you wanted your flowers to each one, say, be a different color combination. So you could use daubers for that. It would help you to kind of stay around the flowers. All right, so there we have the flowers. Very simple, very quick, pretty easy to do. And then you can decorate them with embellishments and things. And so that's how I used the brushes and the masks to make the two cards. Now, if you don't have any masks, you haven't invested in any of those yet, I highly recommend that you do. They're wonderful to play with. They're so much fun. You can make your own. So I took a die that I have from the Simply Succulents bundle, and I cut my own out of just plain white cardstock. And I've already placed it down on a piece of copy paper. And for this one, I'm going to, I'm using the soft succulent paper, and I kind of want it to be a tone on tone. So I'm going to use the soft succulent ink and go for an effect like this. This, of course, is just jade, but this is soft succulent. So let's see how this goes. You want to be gentle with your rubbing, but you do want to get some ink on there. And I've moved the stencil further away from these edges so that I don't get square edges around the edge. So I'm just going to do the bottom part first, just in this corner. I'm not going to go all the way over to the other corner because I don't want to catch that edge there. So I'm just going to stay right around here. Because of my design element, I'm going to be placing that in the center of the card So I wouldn't want to, I don't have to really cover the center of the card. So then you want to move this if you're going to do the upper left corner. So you'd remove the tape and move the stencil so that it's up over here, basically like this. I don't think that's going to move around much, so take some more ink on your brush and do this corner. Now you can make it really dark if that's what the look you're going for, or just do a little area of it like I did for the other card. Okay, and then when you take the stencil off, you can see that I have my background. So I'll show you the card that I've already done. That's this one. The elements on this card are from, boy, I'm going to forget the names of all these new stamp sets. Anyway, if you're interested, let me know, and I'll send you a list of what I used for this. But this would be the background for that particular card. And of course, then we have the butterflies. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this short demonstration on how to do masking or stenciling, and that you'll give it a try. It's a lot of fun. It's really quick. They're easy to cut out. On my card, this card, I did the leaves as well, and so the leaves are on the other stencil, this stencil, and you just place them around where you want them, and then just do them in the green, like that. And that's how you get the leaves on there. And then when you cut it out, you just cut around the leaves as well. Okay, so if you have any questions, let me know. I'm sorry I didn't get this attached to my weekly inspiration, but here it is today, and I hope you enjoy the video and give it a try. Have a great day.